So in this last lesson, for causes of addiction, we're looking at stress, what it is, and why it increases the risk. This is an interesting quizzes function that I just found. They can watch the video and answer the questions as they go along. So it's the tech version of my focus questions. Could be worth a try. Really good TED video on opioid addiction, gives a lot of good information. There are questions in the workbook, the old school way, for them to guide their learning. This is a fun little hook into stress. Okay, they do the survey. What do people get stressed about? What do the students think? See if they can guess the top 3 for adults and teenagers, and then we can explain. And then see if they can. Again, the stress is a risk for a health problem. Higher stress risk for substance abuse. Yes, okay, that's so simple. So we throw it back to them. Why? And that's what we're getting into. First, we can explain the simple definition of stress, and I like to use financial stress because it's kind of easy. You got too many bills, not enough money, too many demands, not enough resources. What is a stressor? How it's measured, and then tapping into what they already know. What are some of the stresses that increase the risk of opioid abuse? Okay, and these are some of the ones that we've gone over so far. Okay, now I really like this infographic. I've got a video on my YouTube where I explain this. This is, just so you know, this is how I design all the lessons, in my book, and when I'm trying to write content, when I'm trying to get students to understand things, you do the very simple cause and effect first, and this is the basic correlational studies, and then you got to go deeper and go, yeah, but why? What's connecting these two things, A to B because of C? It might help. I think it's worth giving it to your students to see if it might work, or feel free to adapt and improve it. See if students want to come up and explain to the class. Chalk Talk slides. This is all in the textbook, by the way. I just put it here for another way to deliver the information. A simple correlational study show high levels of stress linked to more opioid use. And then we get into, oh man, we'll probably get into a bit, this might have to break up over 2 lessons, but this, and you may not even really need this, but this is really interesting research where they get rats addicted to heroin and then they wean them off it. They do the extinction training, and then they give them electric shocks to see if they go back and start pushing the lever to get more heroin. And they find out, yes, that they do. And why does that happen? Well, the simple one is because the stress creates feelings like withdrawal. So I'm feeling a bit of pain. I need the heroin to relieve this pain. And the other one, they suggest it could be because it's activating the same areas of the brain. So it's kind of like reigniting that condition response, that your nucleus accumbens. All right, notes, homework, revise for the topic. And then that's the end of causes, right? Which is really to do with stress and health and prevalence. And then next we get into treatment and prevention.